Hello and welcome back to the My ThoughtZ audio only extravaganza special. I've really got to come up with a better name for this. Red Dwarf came back. Red Dwarf Series XII has begun airing in the UK. And the best part is now I have an official way I can watch it and also kind of support it through BritBox on Amazon, which is great because I'm paying $6.99 a month to watch Red Dwarf, but I also get access to pretty much all of classic Doctor Who, so it's kind of a pretty good trade-off to pay $7 a month for like 30 years of content. We'll see how I like that. So because it's been going on for 2 weeks and I don't want to do two videos, I'm just going to talk about both the first and second episodes in this. I think I might do these in groups of two just to make it easier on me. Because when I did this last year, the ones that I released didn't really get, like, some of them didn't get a lot of views, some of them did, so I'm just going to do a whole, maybe I'll do 2 and 2 and see how it goes. Kind of like how Gallivant releases 2 episodes at once. Anyway, Red Dwarf Series 12 has begun airing, and so far, I think it's very good. I think I kind of liked Season 11 more, but I don't know. We'll see where it goes from here. So the first episode was Cured, where the Red Dwarf crew find a base, which is kind of stock for them at this point, and they find out that the base was home to a research station to cure evilness. And they find cryogenic tubes containing some of the worst people from history. Hitler, Stalin, Vlad the Impaler, and someone else, and I cannot remember the name. I'm trying to think. Who was it? Messalina. Yeah, so it was Hitler, Stalin, Vlad the Impaler, and Messalina, and they had this professor who was like the guy who cured them of evil. And the way that they got them was that through sci-fi genetics or whatever, they were able to regress DNA to clone through their descendants. And I thought Cured was a very good episode. I don't want to go too much into like the main plot because I think it has a very good ending. But what I did like was you get a lot of comedy out of having like a nice Hitler. Like, the Holocaust was horrible, and we shouldn't, make light of those situations. But on the other hand, Hogan's Heroes is like the funniest show about World War II I think I've ever seen. So, I'm kind of okay with them portraying Nazis as silly. Not because I think you should make light of it, but I think because, in my opinion, making light of these horrible people kind of robs them of their power. That's at least how I see it. Anyway, where was I? So there's a lot of funny comedy in it because you have, like, they're all being nice, and the Red Dwarf crew is, like, kind of hesitant to be nice to all these horrible people. Like, Hitler wants to, like, hang out and talk about art school with Lister. And Lister's like, I don't really want to talk to you because you're Hitler. And there's a funny bit where the cat is, like, saying to Messalina, like, I know you want to get with me, but because you were evil, I'm unavailable to you. Even though she has no interest in him because he's the cat and he's so conceited. And I think it was a very good episode. I think, I wouldn't say it's my favorite Red Dwarf episode. It kind of ranks kind of low. But I think as a season opener, it was a great way to sort of get us back. Because it's been a year since Red Dwarf has been on the air. And it's definitely a Red Dwarf episode. It's something that they couldn't have done with any other sci-fi series. So, I like it on the basis that it's a very good Red Dwarf episode. And I don't want to give away anything else, just because I think you should watch the episode. Because if I just kind of summarize it, you kind of lose a lot of the comedy. Like I said, very good Red Dwarf episode. Very good. I think it was very well placed as an opener. So the next episode, Siliconia, is a Crichton-centric episode, which is unique in the sense that this is the first Crichton-centric episode, I think, where Robert Llewellyn hasn't had to play two roles, and they actually have other actors playing mechanoids. The plot of that episode centers around the Red Dwarf crew being captured by the Mechanoid Liberation Fleet, who I'm pretty sure are supposed to be pastiches of the Black Panthers, because they got the berets and the black, and they're very and they got the sunglasses, so they look like the Black Panthers. I don't know what they were going for. It's a British show, so I don't really know what they were going for. But I think it was very reminiscent of the Black Panthers. Anyway, the premise is that the Red Dwarf crew don't treat Crichton right, so the Mechanoid Liberation Army puts their brains into mechanoids, so it's kind of a reversal of fortune where Crichton is treated very nicely by the mechanoids, and the other three are meant to clean and do ironing and cook. And I have to say, in general, I think it shows how well the makeup has improved for the Crichton stuff, because Chris Barry, Craig Charles, and Danny John-Jules, you can tell it's them underneath the makeup, and it's very expressive, which, like, early on it was expressive, but in kind of a goofy way, and I think, like, this kind of shows the evolution of the makeup. Again, I don't want to summarize the episode, because it had a lot of good comedy that you really only get hearing it from them, so I do recommend watching this. I do like it. I do think that it was a very good Red Dwarf episode, and a very good Crichton episode, because it was sort of, I don't want to say sort of like stock for them, but it was an episode that I think we've never really had, because, like, they've talked about Crichton breaking his programming, but we never really had an episode that focused on, like, them learning to, like, not treat him as a servant, because even though he's not a servant, he's their science officer, he's a member of the crew, he does all the cleaning and stuff because he likes it, but, you know, Lister's a slob, Rimmer is crazy, the cat is, vain, so, like, obviously they think of themselves more than they think of Crichton, so I think it was interesting, and I again just really liked how we got a whole set of mechanoids, because I think this is the most mechanoids we've ever seen in the entire show, and I think it was just, like, super impressive, to be honest, and we kind of get a diverse array. They kind of look like the old Crichton, like the way that he looked in earlier seasons, with, like, the varying view screen on his stomach and stuff. But yeah, I think that Siliconia was also a very good episode. I think this season is turning out to be good. For the next set of episodes, the rest of the names, I'll go over them here just so I can give my predictions. The next one is called Time Wave, which, if I have to assume, it'll probably be a time travel episode, because time wave, it sounds like something time travel. Then we have Mechocracy, which I hope it's not another Crichton episode, because we don't need another Crichton episode. If we need another episode focusing on a single character, it's another cat episode. Then we have M Corp, which could be anything. I actually really don't know what it's going to be. And then we have Skipper, where the synopsis says that the Red Dwarf crew reunite with an old friend. So I don't know who that old friend is going to be. I'm excited to find out who. If I had to make a guess based on the trailer and some stuff, some stuff I saw released promotionally, I think it's going to be a certain deadpan computer program who has been absent since 1999. So I am super excited to have him back. That kind of spoiled it, and I apologize. But honestly, like, I know that they kind of became a periphery character with the introduction of Crichton, because he does all the exposition now, but I miss the deadpan humor. I have to admit, I really missed it. And he's such a brilliant actor that I am super hoping that he'll stick around for Series 13. But yeah, so those were my thoughts on the first 2 episodes of Red Dwarf Series 12. So far, I think this is definitely staying true to Red Dwarf. I don't want to say it's a return to form, because they've been back in form since Series 10, but I think we're steadily increasing to getting back to the way that things were when Red Dwarf was airing semi-regularly in the 80s and 90s. And I'm hoping that we'll get Series 13 and 14 in the following years, hopefully next year, because I'm happy that Red Dwarf is back. It's a great show. I think all the actors are great. You know, Rimmer is hilarious, Lister is hilarious, the Cat and Crichton are hilarious, and I'm super hoping that they stick around just a little while longer, because I think that the boys from the Dwarf have a lot of fun adventures left to go on. So those are my thoughts on the first 2 episodes of the season. If you like this video, you can check out my thoughts on last season of Red Dwarf, which I will put in the end slate thingy somewhere. I don't know if there's room for it anywhere, but I'll find a place for it, maybe in the cards. And you can check out the many other videos on my channel. Some are Red Dwarf related. I did a Red Dwarf video last year on Series 8, and I did a review of all the books way back in the first year of the show. So they're not very good, but they exist. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video when we look at the next set of Red Dwarf episodes. See you next time. Thank you all for watching, and if you liked the video, you can hit subscribe and watch one of my other videos. My videos can be found on any of these fine sites, and if you want to help out, maybe consider supporting the show on Patreon. See you next time.